Welcome to the In Tune Guitar Academy. In this installment we're going to be talking about the G major scale. Now if you think back to a couple other videos that I've made in the past, I talked about how the G major chord was made and how the C major chord was made and how the D major chord was not made but played. So let's dive in and find out how exactly those chords fit into the G major scale. So if you play a G, you know it has a root note of the G, obviously, which is 6th string 3rd fret, and then the next note is a B, which is 5th string 2nd fret, and then the next note after that is a D, just an open D string, which is your 4th string, and then you play the G string open and the B string open, and then you do another G down here on 1st string 3rd fret. Strum them all together, and that makes a G major chord in that position, open chord. Now if you notice, there are 3 basic notes that form that chord are G, B, and D, and that's what's known as the triad. And those 3 notes form also the G, are part of the G major scale. So the G, B, and D are part of the G major scale, and those are the 1st position, 3rd position, and 5th. And then if you play the C major chord, as I've shown before, the C is made of the root note C, which is your 5th string 3rd fret. And then the next note after that is an E played on 4th string 2nd fret. And then you play an open G, and you play another C, and then another E, open string, open 1st string. So you strum all 5 of those strings together. That makes the C major chord. So if you notice, there's 3 basic notes that form that chord, which are also called the triad. So C, E, and G. So C is the 3rd position in the G major scale. The E is the 6th position in the G major scale. C, E, and G is the root note, so or the 8th position, whether it's the 1st or the 8th. So C, E, and G. So if you notice, those form part of the G major scale as well. And then the other chord that I was talking about, the D chord, is formed of the 4th string open, which is your D note, and then the next note after that is an A played on 3rd string 2nd fret. And then you play another D, which is 3rd fret, 2nd string 3rd fret, and then an F sharp. And so the triad for the D major chord is a D, A, and F sharp, which are all part of the G major scale as well. The D is the 5th position, the A the 2nd position, so the A is up here, which is the 2nd position, D is the 5th, and the F sharp is the 7th. That forms a D major chord, and that's why those chords fit on top of a G major scale. The G, C, and D is all the triad notes from those chords are part of the G major scale. So that way you can improvise and play notes on top of a chord pattern. So if you just do a simple chord pattern like a G, C, and D, which is the 1, 4, 5 position in the G major scale. So just like that, I'm just using a looping pedal for that. You can just do a simple like making stuff up as I go along. So let's go over the G major scale and what notes comprise the G major scale. So you have the root note, which is the G, starting on 6th string 3rd fret, and then your second position is the A, which is 6th string 5th fret, and then B, which is 5th string 2nd fret, then C, which is 5th string 3rd fret, and then D, which is again the 5th string, but this time it's the 5th fret, and then E is on the 4th string 2nd fret. Then our F sharp is the 7th position, which is the 4th fret, 4th string, and then our octave, that's 8 notes up, that's the root note again, which is the 8th position, or actually the 1st position, because you start over again, and then do G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp again, G, and A. So the notes all together are G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, A. So when you learn how to play this scale, it's best to repeat those notes. That way you'll know it as you try to play it further on down the neck. So G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. And what makes the G major scale easier to remember is that there's only one sharp, the F sharp. And if you refer back to a previous video, I did the rule of the circle of fifths on the guitar as it relates to the guitar. So C was our starting point. It had no sharps, no flats. It was just C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. And then as you move the 5 positions up to the G, in the key of G, there's one sharp, which is the F sharp, which happens to be a full step down. So, and if you moved up to the D, there'd be 2 sharps. So we're just concerning ourselves with the G major scale again. So G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, A. And then actually the 7th position, the F sharp, is part of the scale as well, but we typically start off on the root. Now, the other way of remembering the position is you actually do the numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then there's little tricks that you can do to help with your muscle memory, because as you practice, the key is to have muscle memory so that way you can play it without even thinking about it. So if we start on the F sharp, we can go. Sorry. It's just a way of memorizing. It's a little exercise that I learned from a previous guitar teacher. So they're just different mnemonic devices to help you remember. So you just play the note before a second time. So. Just keep going back and forth like a seesaw. It's seesawing back and forth down the scale and back up the scale. It's easy. It makes it easier to remember over time. So that's the G major scale. So the importance of learning the scales is that it allows you to play improvise over top of chords, and that's what I was doing before. So if you just say a very simple pattern, G, C, and D, you can just make anything up. And then there's other positions of the G major scale further up. learn that position, so there's also the first position is G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. Just like that. So that you don't really use that much in jamming or in soloing. So start off with the second position that I was talking about. There's actually a very famous song, classical song, Mozart Minuet in G, which plays basically all the notes in the first position of the G major scale. So if you learn Minuet in G, so that's just the beginning of the Minuet in G, and I learned that from one of the Hal Leonard books that I have. And it uses basically all the notes in the G major scale. It's a handy little tune to learn. It's also a really appealing, very nice tune to listen to and to learn how to play. So that's pretty much it for this lesson. I mean, just try to practice and learn, and when you do practice your skills, remember to use a metronome, because you want to practice your timing. You don't want to just randomly play the notes. Practice with the metronome and then just go along with the metronomes. It will help with your timing. And then you can do little tricks as you do. So just, as always use your metronome when practicing these types of skills. Start off slow and build up slowly as you get more proficient, as your hands get used to playing the skills. So this has been the In Tune Guitar Academy, and we've been discussing the G major scale.